Doctor, you are a PhD holder,
Yes.
and most of the young people look at agriculture as a dirty game.
Mm.
How did you manage to come to agriculture, regardless of
The
the stick?
PhD.
Yes.
Now, I've just talked about reverse urban migration. When I sit in office and you give me 5 million in a day, I'm paying rent of 500,000. I have school fees for my daughters. I have someone is asking for hair fixing.
Yes.
I have a lot. Fuel is demanding. At the end of the month, out of the 5 million, you will be having 200,000.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Alomu, the only Italian born in Teso, and today we are looking at mechanized farming, and I'm glad to be joined by Dr. Cosmas Agweta, Managing Director of Kachila Africa Links Institute, experts in mechanized agriculture. And we want to do it practically. We'll be discussing practical theory of mechanized agriculture. And join me to welcome Doctor. You're most welcome. Nice to have you.
Like, good to see you.
Yes. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. If you could say hi to the viewer before we kick off.
Yes, I greet you, viewers. My name is Dr. Cosmas Agweta, the Executive Director of Kajila Africa Links Institute. I'm grateful and so much astonished to be here with you today.
Well, many people say that farming has become poor. Is it a real issue or it's just a mindset before we get into the real?
Thank you. Farming itself is the way to go, and most of the time why people say that farming has become a poor aspect is because they are looking at rural urban migration. But today, I believe after this discussion, we'll have to reverse urban back home agriculture, because this is where wealth is and this is where we shall benefit from, especially if we go mechanized.
So what is mechanized agriculture?
Mechanized agriculture is embracing the modern technologies or the use of machinery to till the land, harvest, and consider the aspect of post-harvest into coming up with the seeds or coming up with the crops or the yields that we require, other than using just the hoe.
So why should young farmers embrace mechanized agriculture?
Thank you so much. Young farmers across Teso and all over the world should embrace mechanized agriculture, because we are looking at transforming from subsistence agriculture to what we call a profit or efficient or commercial agriculture. Mechanization addresses issues to do with, actually critical issues to do with labor shortages, things to do with the low productivity, or things to do with the what we call the high physical drudgery. We are young, yes, but we don't need to use our energy to go and till the land. We can use tractors for us to get to the top at our young age. By the time we really become mature, we should also be mature financially. So, as young people, the way to go or to create a brighter generation is through mechanized agriculture, use of machineries like tractors, like new technologies, for example, drones, GPS, for us to have a successful tomorrow.
Well, how different is this mechanized agriculture with the traditional way of farming?
Traditional way of farming, I must say that in Teso particularly, we get excited with 1 acre of land that preempts us to only have what we call hand-to-mouth crops. But when it comes to mechanized agriculture, you pick from the garden, have it in the granary or in the store, and face the market without depletion of our crops or of our yield in the long run. But with the subsistence agriculture or traditional agriculture, it is simply from the garden to the yard to the granary to the port, and that is it. The market is less of it. Now, preferring the mechanized agricultural activities, we are looking at facing all the aspects. That's why we say mechanized agriculture will help us to eradicate the aspect of poverty. The word the poor comes in from the aspect of passing over opportunities repeatedly, and that is the mind that comes with somebody who is practicing subsistence agriculture and not embracing mechanized agriculture. A mind with a mechanized agriculture, we look at no as next opportunity. For example, when we have no rain, mechanized agricultural mind, we look at having irrigation to ensure that the yield continues always coming.
So, in the majority of people in Teso, they use a hand hoe, and you're talking of mechanized farming or agriculture. Could a hand hoe farming be a source of poverty in terms of farming?
Thank you. A hoe is not a source of poverty. It is the only tool that we have to survive. And trust me, there are some regions that don't use a hoe, and there are those like northern Uganda. The way they have their sharp hoes, not like ours, which are a bit curved. But I must tell the community or everyone or every young member outside there that once we tune our minds to a particular box and we don't get out of that box, we will still be like that year in, year out, even if we have land. So a whole, ideally, I must say, senior, that it's not a source of poverty, but it is the mind that is a source of poverty. They say that as we till the land, let us also till the mind and also till the heart for us to have a transformation. I will tell you that someone may have a tractor here, but if the mind is not tilled, he will still remain a poor person.
How possible can these young farmers really access this mechanized agriculture when it's too expensive?
Thank you. Now, agriculture is generally mechanized agriculture is expensive, but right now I will give an example of myself. I wouldn't imagine that I can afford buying the tractor. But within us, there is a potential of us succeeding with the connections that we have. Our government supports agriculture, but there is no way a doctor will go looking for a patient. If a farmer or a young man is interested really in embracing mechanized agriculture, he has a right to show up, and once you show up your interest, there are people outside there who are ready to support. I'll give an example myself as the ED to Kajila Africa. I have quite a number of farmers under me or on my back, over 80,000 farmers. But all of them, we are looking up to what will doctor do to help us mechanize agriculture in Teso. Now, here comes a scenario where writing and lobbying and friendship and any other thing that takes you on a right page to get agriculture moving comes in. Connecting with the government, I must say, as a young man, do the right thing in the right place at the right time for the right cause. When you do that, the world will see you, and for sure, you will get the mechanization come your way. We've received up to the tune of 6 tractors to support, I will say, all the youth, all the young people, all the farmers under Kajila Africa Links Institute by one of the great people we have in the country, by simply coming to look at what we are doing and understand the concept. As poor people, we have been supported already to mechanize agriculture in Teso. Now, allow me to say that some of the reasons as to why mechanized agriculture is necessary for us, as for us the youth here. Time and labor is being saved in terms of mechanizing agriculture. So as you're still thinking of using an ox plow, one ox plow to till 30 acres of land, and then there is one tractor now that you can fill fuel about maybe 200 liters in one, and helps you to till the 20 acres of land in just less than 5 hours. You are better off than looking at only one ox plow. Mechanized agriculture time saving aspect looks at comparing yourself to 500 pairs of ox plows that one tractor will do. So just like you and I can say, the scale and scope of our agriculture here in Teso is mainly here to help us commercialize agriculture. Kajila Africa Links Institute, together with the farmers and all the enrolled farmers, have received a tune, just like said, how can someone access mechanized agriculture? Through appearing in the picture of having an interest to practice agriculture on a higher scale, we've received also an opportunity to sell up to a tune of 125 metric tons of soya. Now bring that to us. They want 125 metric tons of soya from China. And then we have our ox plows, or we have our hand hose. We will be nowhere in the picture. So ideally, I would say mechanized agriculture will also help us to maximize what we call the economic opportunities for us, the youth. Maybe I'll say on the side of economic opportunities, out of excitement, as a young man, when you plow 1 acre and it gives you 10 bags of soya, you move away from the village and come and balance your trouser in town, thinking that you have made it in life. The other thing is a mistake, actually, that as the young people always mistakes that we make. Somebody gets the 1 million, goes and borrows a motorcycle of a deposit of 1 million shillings. If you came with the 1 million and hired a tractor now that we have available, and say, I want to till 5 acres, that is 500,000. We till at even a lower cost, because we are looking at how shall we improve 500,000 for 5 acres. Now, when you till the 5 acres, each acre through our organic products will give you 7 to 8 bags of soya. So 8 bags times 5, that is 40 bags, times 100 kilograms in each, that is over 4,000 kgs. Those are 4 tons, times the price that the Chinese are buying from us, that's 2,500. Within 4 months, you have made a tune of over 12 million that you always continue running up and down, struggling to pay this one motorbike, and the 1 million has propelled you to some economic strength. So those are some of the small key considerations we can bring up, especially for the young people. Other than getting a bike and you get excited because you feel it is yours, go to the garden, come back from town, and let's go to Ngariam. Let's go to Achoa, where there is land. Let's go to Olilim and till the land. At the end of the day, we are better off. Young people in Teso, we have to wake up. One time I was doing a calculation to some old man in Kapelebiong of 80 years. And I was trying to ask the number of hours he uses to sleep in a day during a training. I realized that the man slept for 9 years ever since he was born. A 9-year child, which class will he be? And the man has been sleeping. So all these are brain or mindset activities that come. So besides us only looking at subsistence agriculture, I would advise that mechanized agriculture or mechanized farming will help in the transformation of the image of farming, especially for us here in Tesa. The president always comes here and asks, what are you people best known of? We remain looking. There's in Bugisu, they are known of coffee. Look at the northerners, they are also known of their cassava. Go to western, coffee is there. But when it comes here, we are only looking at the presidential cars and the fleet passing. And he has given us the knowledge. He's very willing to support us. So transforming the life of the youth requires modernization through mechanized agriculture, and that means using of tractors. I would like to advise that let's maybe today I'll give a concept called the reverse urban migration. Instead of going to town, let's come back from town and get back to the what? To the village. That is where money is, my brothers and sisters. It is the only place where we can have money. Now, when I talk about maybe in a hint what reverse migration means, it is more profitable and it is a less physical perception of alleviating the aging farmer population that we are looking at. I've always seen in the park here, at the bus parks here, an old man of 70 years begging for 500 shillings. And I believe even you've met them.
Yes, several times.
When you don't give them the 500 shillings, you become an enemy right away. Now, that kind of man, that kind of old man, would now be milking his cows down there with those machines, would be sitting and watching, looking at the tractors, would be calculating the fuel that is consumed on a particular day. So if we join efforts to take advantage of the 6 tractors that we have, Massive Ferguson is a very strong machine. If we join efforts and let's say you have your 10 acres, another one has 100 acres, I have 500 acres, someone has 1,000 acres. Let's steal this. The market is there for soya. Trust me, after 4 months, you will not be driving the car that you're driving today. You will be moving in a particular state. Your mind will be transformed and you will be planning bigger things. In a day right now, if your mind is set to receive 10,000 shillings in a day, the kind of things that you budget to buy are also of a low rate. And ladies and gentlemen, I've always asked this question as to why men die fast in families.
They have a lot to address. They have a lot to address.
Yes, they have a lot to address. And for sure, it's true. But looking at that a lot that you're talking about, it comes up in the thoughts that man goes through in the night. Your wife will go to bed with you in the evening, knowing very well that you slept without money. But in the morning, she will wake up and ask you for money. Now, for you, you're sleeping. Where have you gone to look for money from? So, economic empowerment is the way to go if we get to mechanized agriculture. At the age of 40 to 60, we should be harvesting. We shouldn't be running around struggling, irrespective of the level of education, irrespective of the background, irrespective of the tribe, irrespective of the culture. I would say at the age of 40, Teso youth and everybody should be harvesting from what you have invested. At Kajila, we teach mindset change. We teach hands-on skills. And among the hands-on skills and the mindset activities that we give to people is how do you move from this smaller scope or thought to a bigger picture.
Doctor, you are a PhD holder.
Yes.
And most of the young people look at agriculture as a dirty game. How did you manage to come to agriculture? regardless of
The
the state.
PhD.
Yes.
Now, I've just talked about reverse urban migration. When I sit in office and you give me 5 million in a day, I'm paying rent of 500,000. I have school fees for my daughters. I have someone is asking for hair fixing.
Yes.
I have a lot. Fuel is demanding. At the end of the month, out of the 5 million, you will be having 200,000 as what has remained in the account. Now, I will not accept to sit that way from morning up to evening. First, I'll think of running home and I'll look at the picture of having 500 million in 4 months. Then I divide the 500, I look at the 5 million versus the 500 million. Personally, as me, I have known that agriculture is the backbone. So if you forget your backbone, then trust me, you are lost.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Pearl Avenue engaging with the Dr. Cosmas Agweta, the Executive Managing Director of Kachila. You can see from the background here,
Yes.
Kachila Africa Links Institute, the hub of excellence in the heart of Africa. But doctor, I don't know, do you always find it so challenging? Because I'm looking at the aspect whereby traditional farming has over-dominated. Now, to change the mind from traditional to mechanized farming. But also people believe that they have a notion that mechanized farming always spoil the land. How do you explain that?
That's true. If you apply it wrongly, you will indeed spoil. Mechanization is not the use of chemicals. And as Kajila, we've come to use what we call the organic products to boost mechanization. In most cases, people use chemicals to spray their crops, to spray the soil. Even if you have used the tractors and you've spoiled the soil with chemicals, you are killing it. We've done a research under one of our objectives as to why uh, we have a lot of funny diseases like persistent cough, especially from the farmers. Why are they so sick? In other words, we've conducted research especially on onions and then tomatoes. We realized that after harvest, they spray chemicals to the onions to preserve, which is wrong. With organic products, we are looking at spraying now to chase the pests or to remove the pests from the crops. And once you spray using the chemical will get in the fruit, and once it gets in the fruit, it will get to the person. Organic pesticides only remain on top and it preserves the harvest or the crops. In other words, when you say that you said it spoils the soil, mechanized agriculture spoils the soil. There is a difference now there. Mechanization looks at using machines,
Yes.
modern technologies, but I want to blend it with organic farming practices. That is when we shall rhyme very well. But if we use machines, we use technologies, and then apply chemicals, I think we are going to a wrong direction of destroying what we have as a treasure. So it is not destroying the soil. If you apply it wrongly, you indeed want destroy. That is why we start with the mindset and then upgrade to implementation of what a farmer has learned.
What do you see in 20 years coming from now in Teso in terms of farming?
20 years is too much. Just give it 3 years. One time, when we were launching the tablets technology of looking at what we shall grow, when to grow, and how to grow, and then now looking at the aspect of post-harvest activities where we have the solar dryers also. The major challenge we had or we have is drying what we have harvested. Then the other challenge was to till the land. Now we have the tractors, we have the solar for both uh, drying and irrigation.
What do you dry?
We dry anything, any crop that we harvest, and we have got a partner from Israel giving us solar dryers that dry up to the tonnage of up to the capacity of 1,000 kilograms in a day. So giving it only a tune of 3 years, if we embrace this fully, then we will not have issues to do with someone is poor here in Teso. So there is a time we made a statement that if you find a farmer after 3 years and you're still saying that you're poor, we made jokes and say that person should be arrested and taken to police to answer questions as to why he is poor.
But we have seen many who have done farming for over 20 years, but they are still the same.
You bring
Are they lacking the idea?
Yes, now bring them to Kajila and give them 1 year. They will have regretted the 20 years lost.
Is that being honest, or you're just trying to attract people?
I am not attracting, I am giving a honest and a practical solution for us to wake up from the sleep or the slumber that we have been on.
Well, thank you very much. It has been so much interesting and exciting to interact with Dr. Cosmas Agweta. Unless there's something that we have left and you want to pass out to the viewer.
Yes, thank you so much, viewers. Why are young people not exploring to commercial agriculture? Like you've talked about, one, they fear the high capital requirement. I am from some village there. I don't know the farthest village this side. No village ahead. The person will say that is a lot of money. I can't afford to use a tractor. I've gone to villages where people, if you're using a small car, people will say that this car is moving so fast when it is small or young. What about when it grows? So sometimes it is also exposure. It is the reason as to why we are not coming up to embrace this lack of exposure. So I would advise that maybe in a due course or with times to come, we could conduct some of the entrepreneurial or mindset activities or workshops where we bring everyone or we follow them to their respective areas and then give them some hints and knowledge. Someone believes that having a motorcycle is being wealthy. Having a machine is being wealthy. The other is we are looking at some of the knowledge gaps that we have here in Teso, like the technical skills shortage. Some people do not know how to use this. So through these particular trainings, you can as well embrace. Others are faced with the challenge of poor infrastructure. Somebody has plowed 20 acres of land but cannot move to cross some waterlogged area because there is no accessibility of the road. Inadequate extension services. Most of the services come right here, maybe within the town area, get to a bit rural, but they don't go deep the other side. Then the biggest one is what our people have learned. I don't know whether it is a virus, and I want to request that let's join hands to eradicate. Somebody is used to bringing a plate to be given food.
Begging.
Not really begging. There is an aspect that they are going to support the youth. So they come expecting to receive the support, and then at the end of the day, they eat. Tomorrow again, the plate is up. So if we get away from that bracket of bringing plates all the time to the point of getting what we shall cook to put in the plate, I think we will not run out of food. We will not run out of food at the end of the day. So it's also one of the biggest things that has entered in the heads and everything about the youth. If yesterday I was in Kapelebion, some deep village, people there, when they see a tractor moving, they think they have come to grab the land. There's also a lack of sensitization for the people. You think these people have come and now they're going to take away our yes. So sensitization, the mind is the biggest issue that we have. And then also what I talked about, the social factor bit of it, the urban migration. Somebody sells two goats and he wants to go to Soroti town to see how the streets are shining in Soroti. Parental influence. Your father was someone who grows just within the area. Now he instructs you also, the son, and gives you a particular piece of land. So your mind remains looking at that only piece, that it is what you have and it is what you will have. Even your children will remain having it. But there is land in Kapelebion that the government has, and they have allowed people to till. Why don't we go there, use the tractors, cultivate, clear the land, put soya, get back to town, go back there and acquire our own land. So let's run away from the inbox thinking and start thinking outside the box.
Well, thank you very much, Doctor, for accepting our invitation.
You're
thank
welcome.
you so much.
Okay.
I want to thank my people behind the camera, Minister Gato and Saidi Comedian. Thank you so much for doing a nice production. I remain James Alomu, the only Italian born in Teso. Bye-bye.